Welcome back to Auburn as we get you set for the top of the fourth inning. Anthony Manganiello will step to the plate for Elmira against Owen Burchard, who kicks and fires a fastball off the outside edge. Manganiello takes 1-0 the count. For Anthony, he grounded back to the mound on an athletic play made to the backhand side by the pitcher Burchard, who had to range about 20 feet to make it, but made an unbelievable throw. Was from his backside, threw on one hop, using the turf as his best friend, Max Fishbein at first, to complete what was an acrobatic play for the then second out of the top of the second inning, as he now fires two consecutive fastballs. Now that's three off the plate. 3-0 the count with nobody out. Doubledays with a 5-run bottom of the first against Bryce Mashanik out of his conventional relief role positioning. An Auburn Doubledays offense that's been incredibly formidable, especially against the Pioneers this season. As you look at about 26 innings of work for the Doubledays, there's a swing and a miss from Manganiello. So working back nicely with a fastball and then a breaking ball is Burchard. The count goes from 3-0 to 3-2. It'll be a payoff pitch from Burchard, righty on lefty, with nobody out. Manganiello reaches out and pokes it on the ground to second. On a couple hops, it's Vivacqua over to first in time for out number one. So Manganiello's retired for the second time of the ball game. A ground out for Anthony. 6, 7, and 8 in the Pioneers' order here in the top of the fourth inning against Burchard. Elmira down 5-2 in jeopardy of dropping their fourth ball game out of their opening 5 against the third-place Doubledays this season. Second consecutive lefty to step to the dish. Here in the visitors' half of the fourth, it's Brett Baker. As a fastball taken high by Brett. A ball and no strikes. Brett, one of two Pioneers to reach base via the walk. That came at the top of the second inning. Brett Baker with his first stolen base as a Pioneer in the first at-bat, as he pops one up shallow right field, ranging out as a second baseman Vivacqua, shading the sun. In comes the center fielder Meyer, who calls off the rest of the outfield and Vivacqua, as he had everybody crashing in there. He had the right fielder DeCerbo, center fielder Meyer, and Vivacqua out of the Bermuda Triangle. Meyer said, "Hey, I have the best angle," called the rest of them off and made the play for out number two. So two quick outs in the top of the fourth to 8-0 in Burchard's pitch count. Auburn's bullpen remains relatively quiet. One arm starting to slowly get loose as the right-handed hitting Jacob Moniz steps to the plate. Base is empty. Fastball inside corner taken for a called strike. Nice cut to seam over the inner edge. He had Moniz step back with the knees as he thought he was running a little bit inside and hitting him, but that's just a nasty movement of the right-hander Burchard's two-seamer as he rocks and fires a swing and a miss. He took more life off that. A 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball induces a cut from Moniz, 0-2. Moniz also a walk in the top of the second inning. He was stranded on first. Elmira got their 2 runs off a Michael Palmer single in the top of the third. 0-2 the count with the bases empty and 2 outs, top of the fourth. Burchard kicks and fires, breaking ball just off the inside corner. Jacob takes wisely at the knees. 1-2 the count to the Rhode Island College junior. Gorgeous evening, nice crowd on hand. Nearing 4th of July weekend. Two teams in relatively solid playoff positioning. Curveball inside corner, called strike 3. So Moniz takes, and that concludes a perfect 1-2-3 top half of the fourth inning for Owen Burchard. No runs and no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. We played 3.5 here at Falcon Park in Auburn. Doubledays lead the Pioneers 5-2 here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Troy Reeder comes to the plate for Auburn. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 in the Auburn order, due up against Bryce Mashanik, who settled in nicely after a 5-run, 3-hit bottom of the first inning. Hasn't allowed a hit since. Only one base runner in the last 2 innings. It came via a walk in the bottom of the second. It'll be Reeder followed by DeCerbo and Young, the 7, 8, and 9 in the Doubledays order, as Reeder fouls off the breaking ball over the inner third, nicely executed by Mashanik. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Reeder in the EH role tonight also does some catching out of the University of Notre Dame. Former second-team All-American in collegiate baseball in 2023 with the Fighting Irish, as he takes a breaking ball low and away. 1-2 the count. Righty on righty matchup with the bases empty. Bottom of the fourth inning, Doubledays lead the Pioneers 5-2. Mashanek rocks and fires from the right side of the rubber, and the breaking ball chopped back to the screen. Staying alive in the count is Reeder. Auburn's done a nice job working the count against Bryce Mashanek tonight. We mentioned Bryce not in a usual starter's role, but making the most of it tonight, giving the Pioneers some long relief almost, if you will, in the starter role. So a nice job by the right-hander out of SUNY Niagara as he induces a pop-up off the end of the bat from Reeder. Crashing in at first base is Palmer as he backs up and calls everyone off. The rest of the infield puts it away for out number one. Bit of a scare there as Palmer on the pop-up didn't realize he had to track back a few steps and made a last-second over-the-shoulder grab. So one out, and the bases remain empty. Here in the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Gianni DeCerbo to step to the dish. Right fielder out of Hamilton College, a 3-run double in the bottom of the first. Broke the game open against Mashanek and the Pioneers at the time. Breaking ball, fouled back to the screen, 0-1 the count. In the ball game for the Pioneers, 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. For the Doubledays, 5 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. That's rather show and bunt. And taking a called strike two is DeCerbo. A 75-mile-an-hour breaking ball that shot in at the knees. For Bryce in the ball game, he's got 4 walks and 3 strikeouts across 3 1/3 innings of work. Pioneers still with some work to do. A really brilliant 1-2-3 top of the 4th inning. From the right-hander Owen Burchard, he got Anthony Manganiello to ground to second, Brett Baker to fly out to shallow center field, and got Jacob Moniz on the backwards K. Froze a beautiful hook over the inner third to freeze the Pioneers' second baseman. 1-2, rolled on the ground foul, third base side. Staying alive in the count is DeCerbo. We mentioned the .398 batting average with the Continentals this year, 627 slug percentage across 27 ball games for DeCerbo. Batting average just south of .260 here with Auburn. Swing and a miss, high fastball. Mashanek gets DeCerbo to cut through it. That's out number 2 in the inning, and the 4th strikeout in the ball game for Bryce. So here comes Tyler Young. He'll dig in from the right side. Auburn designated hitter with 2 outs. Flew out to right field, deep right, and Cooper Smith in the gap, as Cooper made a nice over-the-shoulder grab to the backhand side in the bottom of the second. Missing high and away is Mashanek with the changeup. 1-0 the count. Gets back here with a swing and a miss. Fastball right down Broadway at 85. Bryce doing a nice job in deciphering between his off-speed and fastball all evening. 1-1 with 2 outs. Fouled back. 1-2 with the chance for Mashanek to complete his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Pioneers looking to keep the deficit minimal here at 3 runs. They've dropped 2 ball games at Auburn this year, one by the score of 11-1 last Wednesday, 10-5 back on June 7th. Fastball misses high and in tight. 2-2 the count. So 17 strikeouts and 14 innings of work for Mashanek. He looks to keep it going here, and he does. Make that 18 strikeouts through 14 1/3 innings of work for Bryce on the season as he retires the side in order. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 1 via the backwards K. And for Auburn, no runs on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. We played 4 innings. Doubledays lead the Pioneers 5-2 here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network.